In recent years, the Israeli-made Pegasus spyware has been making headlines for its alleged use in surveillance operations by governments and intelligence agencies around the world. Developed by the Israeli cyber intelligence firm NSO Group, Pegasus is a sophisticated piece of spyware that is capable of infecting mobile phones and granting the attacker complete access to the device's data and communications. The Pegasus spyware was first discovered in 2016 when researchers at Citizen Lab, a cybersecurity research group at the University of Toronto, uncovered an attempt to infect the iPhone of a human rights activist in the United Arab Emirates. The attack was traced back to NSO Group, and it soon became clear that Pegasus was not just another piece of malware but a highly advanced and powerful spyware tool. Since then, there have been numerous reports of Pegasus being used by governments and intelligence agencies to spy on journalists, activists, and political opponents. The spyware has been linked to a range of human rights abuses, including the surveillance of journalists and activists in Mexico, the targeting of political dissidents in Morocco, and the monitoring of human rights lawyers in Saudi Arabia. How Pegasus works. Pegasus is designed to infect mobile phones through a technique known as zero-click attacks, which means that the spyware can be installed on a target device without any interaction from the user. This is achieved by exploiting vulnerabilities in the device's operating system, such as flaws in the messaging app or web browser, which allow the attacker to gain control of the device remotely. Once Pegasus is installed on a target device, it can access all of the data stored on the phone, including messages, emails, call logs, and photos. The spyware can also turn on the device's microphone and camera, allowing the attacker to eavesdrop on conversations and record video footage. In addition, Pegasus is capable of recording keystrokes, allowing the attacker to capture passwords and other sensitive information. The use of zero-click attacks makes Pegasus particularly difficult to detect and defend against. Traditional antivirus software is not effective against the spyware, as it operates at a much deeper level than most malware. In addition, Pegasus is constantly evolving, with new versions being released to exploit the latest vulnerabilities in mobile devices. Who uses Pegasus? According to NSO Group, Pegasus is sold exclusively to governments and law enforcement agencies for use in criminal and terrorism investigations. The company claims that it carefully screens its customers and only sells to countries that are not subject to sanctions and have a record of respecting human rights. However, there have been numerous reports of Pegasus being used to target journalists, activists, and political opponents, raising concerns about the accountability and oversight of the spyware. In some cases, it is believed that the spyware has been used to target individuals who are critical of the government or who are involved in political opposition movements. In July 2021, a group of media organizations published a series of reports based on a leak of more than 50,000 phone numbers believed to have been targeted by NSO Group's clients using Pegasus. The list included the phone numbers of journalists, activists, politicians, and business executives from around the world, suggesting that the spyware is being used on a much wider scale than previously thought. The ethics of Pegasus. The use of Pegasus has raised a number of ethical questions about the surveillance of individuals and the role of governments in monitoring their citizens. Some argue that the use of spyware such as Pegasus is necessary for national security and the fight against terrorism, while others argue that it is a violation of privacy and civil liberties. Critics of Pegasus point out that the spyware is often used to target individuals who are not involved in any criminal activity, but who are simply exercising their right to free speech.